Hey there folks, Aldershot here, and today we're going to recap E3 of June 16th, 2015. To our channel is going to be recapping day 3, but technically, I just kind of realized this today, it's a recap of day 2. Let me explain this, okay? On our channel, we covered the pre-show of E3, as in day 0, you know, when the whole Nintendo Championship happened. Bethesda announced Fallout 4, at least went into more detail about Fallout 4. That was actually day 0. It was technically the pre-show for E3, but I counted it as day 1. So it's kind of throwing our counting number system off a little bit on this channel. But whatever, it's going to be day 3 for us, okay? Just, it's the date that really matters, okay? It's the 16th of June. That's the day that we're covering as far as E3. And now that we've clarified that, let's move on. Today's coverage as far as E3 is concerned was a little bit shorter than the other day. I believe it started with Nintendo, and then it moved on to, let's see here, it was Nintendo. It was mostly Nintendo, to be completely honest. It was a lot of Nintendo. Then Square Enix, right? Today was Square Enix and Nintendo. And at the end of that, there was the PC gaming show. It's sort of like a loosely affiliated showing with E3, but it's not technically E3. But we'll talk more about that anyways. But as far as Nintendo's showing, it was pretty good, but they didn't really show anything like too, you know, crowd wowing, I guess. It was one game that was particularly wowing, actually, and that was Star Fox Zero. That was revealed today in a very interesting kind of a Muppet or puppet kind of fashion. They had a bunch of Nintendo head honchos in Muppet form dancing around, and they had Muppet forms of the Fox Zero characters and all that stuff, so that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. I think the new Star Fox Zero actually looks pretty cool. It looks very true to the original, and that's something I can certainly appreciate. I'm curious to see how it's going to play, of course, but, you know, this is a PC gaming channel. I'm a PC gamer. I don't have a Wii U. It'll probably be a long time before I actually get first-hand experience with that. C'est la vie. Something else interesting that they announced was the Animal Crossing amiibo as well. They're doing a new Animal Crossing with amiibos, as you can clearly hear from the title. But that's pretty cool too. I'm actually I like the idea of Animal Crossing. I like the game on the GameCube and all that kind of stuff. They also talked about a new Metroid Prime for the 3DS. They talked a lot more about the Super Mario Maker as well. And let's see, they talked about a new Zelda, but it's not a main staple Zelda title. It's just a 3DS spin-off, if you will. And the biggest news, besides the Star Fox thing that I just talked about, was more Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, right? They showed more of Kingdom Hearts 3. Actually, what am I saying? They announced Kingdom Hearts 3 in this presentation and showed more Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers and gameplay and all that stuff, so that was pretty cool. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself because that wasn't Nintendo's presentation. That was actually Square Enix's presentation. So I guess that's what we're going to start off with. They announced Kingdom Hearts 3. Everyone's really excited about it. Obviously, I'm very excited about it. Not quite sure if it's going to hit PC or not. It's currently listed for PS4 and Xbox One, but of course we hope it does hit PC. Square actually has a really good track record as far as PC ports are concerned, so again, another reason to hope that Kingdom Hearts 3 will come for PC, of course. PC gamer, PC gaming channel, you know, obviously. It was also announced that Square Enix is making Nier, a sequel called Nier, I guess, with Platinum Games, which is great. Platinum Games definitely stealing the show this year. They got a good few titles under the belts in this year's E3, which is pretty cool. And of course, they showed off the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Again, somebody kind of stole their thunder a little bit, but whatevs, it's still pretty cool, you know, still cool to see it again, because Final Fantasy VII, a bit of a fanboy here. They also talked about a new Deus Ex game as well, called Mankind Divided, so I'm pretty excited about that. That definitely looks very, very interesting. Let's see here. That's pretty much wraps it up for the Square Enix presentation or conference this year for E3. It was actually pretty good. It was fairly strong. It was one of their first presentations or conference, whatever you want to call it, for E3. A lot of people said they were a little bit amateurish, I guess you can say, the way they presented their information and the way their speaker's demeanor was handled and all that stuff. But whatever, man, whatever. I thought they brought some good games, and that's all I really care about, right? But anyways, moving on. Following the Square Enix presentation, there was a good few hour break, and then the PC gaming show, I think they called it, started. And unfortunately, I didn't really like it that much. I thought it was a little bit lacking, to be honest. It was very, very slow. They did it in a different format than the rest of E3 as well. Instead of presentations and stuff like that, they did more in an interview kind of format. They interviewed some of the devs from the guys that did Pillars of Eternity, as well as Killing Floor 2, and a whole bunch of other devs like that. They even brought out Phil Spencer from Microsoft, which was a little bit interesting. He did take up a lot of the time, which is a little bit weird because, you know, he's more related towards Xbox One than PC gaming itself, in which he actually talked a lot about how he feels Microsoft has kind of lost their way as far as PC gaming is concerned, which is kind of true. And he says he's going to try and make it up with like Windows 10 and stuff like that, and they're talking about bringing Killer Instinct to PC, which is pretty cool. You know, it's going to be free to play. I'm sure that's going to be pretty interesting to play. I heard a lot of good things about it as well. They also brought on a bunch of like manufacturer, like graphics card manufacturers like AMD, or I think it was AMD, onto the stage as well, and had a little interview with them, and they talked about a new graphics card. So that was all interesting and stuff, but unfortunately, the biggest disappointment about this whole, you know, PC gaming E3 show thing is that Valve didn't have any presence there at all. No one from Valve. Gabe obviously wasn't there. You know, the Steam machines weren't there. Nothing was there. You know, Valve just didn't have a presence at all. That was a huge disappointment, right? So I found the PC gaming show to be a little bit lacking. I didn't find it overly interesting, to be completely honest. They just really talked more about No Man's Sky. You know, they freaking take every opportunity to talk about that game in E3. I swear they do. But that pretty much wraps it up for today's E3. A little bit lacking. Like I said, after Sony's show from yesterday, which would be 2 days to you guys now, it's going to be hard to follow, you know? Like, I don't think anybody's going to top yesterday's show. You know, I just don't think it will. Today's show was incredibly lacking. I found it a little bit boring, to be completely honest, in comparison. The biggest highlight for me was probably Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, pretty much just Kingdom Hearts 3 and the Star Fox Zero reveal as well, even though I don't have a Nintendo Wii U. I thought it was really well put together anyways. It was entertaining, if nothing else, right? But that's about it, guys. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a shorter recap. Not that much happening today, unfortunately. Biggest disappointment, of course, is the PC gaming show. That was really not a lot there, to be completely honest. But that's about it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's recap. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better. But again, as mentioned before, after Sony's showing from yesterday's, again, 2 days for you guys, it's going to be hard to top. But they'll try, I'm sure, and we'll talk about it. So we'll see you then, guys. Aldershot out.